Hey guys, it's time to glow up on the inside. Now we know a glow up on the outside is when you go from looking something like this to something like this. But to glow up on the inside comes from spending time with God in prayer and through His Word. Today we're going to jump into Philippians 4 verses 1 to 5. Therefore, my dear brothers and sisters, stay true to the Lord. I love you and long to see you, dear friends, for you are my joy and the crown I receive for my work. Now I appeal to Euodia and Syntyche. Please, because you belong to the Lord, settle your disagreements. And I ask you, my true partner, to help these women, for they worked hard with me in telling others the good news. They worked along Clement and the rest of my co-workers, those whose names are written in the book of life. Always be full of joy in the Lord, and I say it again, rejoice. Let everyone see that you are considerate in all you do. Remember, the Lord is coming soon. So you're going to remember the setting here that Paul is in. He's in prison and he's writing to this church that's far away. And again here you see his deep affection to long to be with church and his love for this church. We see here that there is conflict between two women at this church. And Paul isn't actually scolding them and saying, church, get rid of them if they can't deal with their conflict. But instead he's saying, I really value these women. They've actually helped me in sharing the good news of the gospel. And because I love them and value them, church, really help them in their conflict, because it's not going to bring them life. They won't be able to experience God and be used by God while they're in this. So please help them in their conflict with each other. And again, we see the type of joy here that Paul is talking about. He's obviously not talking about a joy that comes from circumstances, because he's in prison, and I don't think anyone could say that there'd be heaps of joy in that. And I don't think he's talking about just this kind of emotional, erratic feeling of joy, but he's talking about joy in the Lord, joy in what our hope is in the future to come. And this is kind of reiterated at the end where he's saying, be expectant that Jesus is going to come back. I don't think it's a coincidence here that Paul talks about conflict and then later mentions to be considerate of others. This is something as believers that we need to do. We need to be considerate of others, love one another the way that Christ has loved us. And that's going to come with pain at times. And we are going to have conflict because we're sinners. But it is so important to pursue peace with each other and to overcome those conflicts, because it just doesn't bring anyone joy and it doesn't bring God glory to have conflict. So I want to encourage you, maybe there is a conflict going on with you right now. Maybe God's speaking to you about someone that you know that there's something going on there. Just spend time reading over this again and praying for that, and maybe actually send them a message or a phone call or ask to Zoom them, or if you're at school with them, try to really address that, because it won't bring you peace and joy, and you won't be able to worship the Lord properly while that conflict is there. Praying for you guys, and yeah, hope you have a good day.